let's start this off. So I've got 3x plus x equals 12. So the first thing that I need to shift is the plus 3 to the other side, so it'll become negative 3. 3x is equal to 12, take 3, so 3x is equal to 9. Now that's times by, so on the other side will be divide by, so x is equal to 9 divided by 3, so x is equal to 3. On this side I've got a times and a plus. The plus is the first one that gets moved, so therefore it will be 20x is equal to 200 minus 20, so 20x is equal to 180. X will be equal to 180 divided by 20, because that's times by, so x is equal to 9. Over here I've got a positive number and a times by negative number there, so that's where it may appear a little bit confusing. So that's positive, so on the other side will be negative, so minus 3x is equal to 1 minus 22, so minus 3x is equal to minus 21. X, that's times by, so on the other side will be divide by, so minus 21 divided by minus 3, x is equal to positive 7, because the negative and negative cancel out. Over here on the other side I've got a very similar one here, so I've got positive 10, so on the other side will be negative 10, so minus 4x is equal to 46 minus 10, so minus 4x is equal to 36. That's times by, so on the other side will be divide by, so there'll be 36 divided by 4. Don't forget the negative, so x is equal to minus 9. Yes, that's a fraction, doesn't really matter, it doesn't change the process. So I've got negative numbers, so on the other side will be a positive number, so x divided by 2 is equal to 8 plus 4, so x divided by 2 is equal to 12. That's divide by, so on the other side will be times by, so x equals 12 times 2, so x is equal to 24. Remember, when you've got a fraction like this, everything above that division line is technically in brackets, so the first thing we need to shift is that divide by 3, so on the other side will be times by 3. So x plus 1 is equal to 4 times 3, which equals 12, so x plus 1 is equal to 12. Plus 1 on the other side will be minus 1, so x equals 12 minus 1, x is equal to 11. Alright, so we got a big long fraction line there, so we're going to leave that to last. That's divide by, so on the other side will be times by. So 11 plus 4x is equal to minus 11 times by 3, so 11 plus 4x is equal to minus 33. Now that's a positive number, so on the other side will be a negative number, so 4x minus 33 minus 11, so 4x is equal to minus 44, so that's times by, so on the other side will be divide by, so it's minus 44 divided by 4, so x is equal to 11, but it's a negative and a positive, so it will be negative 11. So again, don't forget to put in the brackets. That's divide by, so on the other side it's times by, so 6 minus 3x is equal to 5 times 2, 5 2's are 10. That's a positive number, so on the other side will be a negative number, so minus 3x is equal to 10 take 6, so minus 3x is equal to 4, that's times by, so on the other side it will be divide by, so x is equal to minus 4 over 3. So there are two ways of doing this. So the first one I'm going to do is expand the bracket. So first it's going to be 2 times x, and then it'll be 2 times 4. So 2 times x is equal to 2x, 2 times 4 is equal to 8, and that equals 20. That's positive 8, on the other side will be negative 8. So 2x is equal to 20 minus 8, 2x is equal to 12, that's times by, so on the other side will be divide by, so x is equal to 12 divided by 2, so x will be equal to 6. Now if I do it the other way, because remember BEDMAS rules, and you can actually do the brackets last. So there's a times out the front, so I get rid of that one first. So if that's times by 2, then on the other side it'll be divide by 2. So x plus 4 is equal to 20 divided by 2. So x plus 4 is equal to 10. X, or that's positive 4, so on the other side will be minus 4. So that's 10 minus 4, x is equal to 6. Similar process, there are two different ways. I'll expand the bracket first, so 5 times 10 and then 5 times 2x. So 5 times 10 is equal to 50, and I've got a negative and a positive, so that will make it minus 50. 2 times 5 is equal to 10, negative and negative make a positive, so that's 10x is equal to minus 35. Now let's shift that negative number to the other side, so that will make it positive. So 10x is equal to minus 35 plus 50, so 10x is equal to 15. X will be equal to, that's times by, so the other side will be divide by, so x will be equal to 1.5, or 3 over 10. If I do it the other way, I'm just going to do the times by the brackets. Brackets comes last, remember BEDMAS in reverse. 10 minus 2x is equal to minus 35 divided by minus 5. So 10 minus 2x is equal to 7. Negative and negative make a positive. Minus 2x is equal to, well that's positive here, so on the other side will be negative, is equal to 7 minus 10, so minus 2x is equal to minus 3. X will be equal to minus 3 divided by minus 2, because that's times by, so it's divide by. The two negatives cancel out, 3's into 2, x is equal to 1.5. Alright, so this one we actually have x's on both sides of the equation, so I need to shift all the numbers to one side and all the x's to the other. So it doesn't matter if you shift them to the left or right, as long as you've got some sort of arrangement where the x's are on one side and the numbers are on the other side. Alright, so for convenience I'm just going to shift this x to the other side. So then I'm left with 20 is equal to 3x minus x, because that was a positive one there. So 3x minus x. Now if you don't like dealing with that in your head, remember x can be bananas. So 3 bananas take 1 banana equals 2 bananas. So that's times by, so on the other side will be divide by, so 20 divided by 2 is equal to x. So x is equal to 10. Over here, this one looks simple, but it can be slightly tricky. So what I'm going to do is, I've got a preference for x's being on the left hand side, it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to shift that one over there, and I'm going to shift the numbers to the other side. So that's positive 2x, on the other side will be minus 2x, so x minus 2x. Now that's a positive 1, so on the other side will be minus 1, so the plus 2x there, but we don't need to have the positive there, minus 1. So x minus 2x equals minus x. 2 take 1 is equal to 1. So remember this is actually times by negative 1. So on the other side, I will divide by negative 1. So x is equal to minus 1. So when you have whole numbers and a fraction, the easiest way is to actually multiply the whole lot by 2 to get rid of any fractions. So if I times this by 2, it's going to equal x, because the 2 cancel out. So what I'm going to do is times everything by 2. So 4 2's are 8x. Plus x is equal to 20 times 2 is equal to 40. Now it's in a method that I can deal with. So 8x plus x is equal to 9x. That's times by, so on the other side will be divide by, so that's equal to 40 divided by 9. So x will be equal to 4 and 4/9. Again, you could have actually evaluated on the calculator, got a decimal answer. If you had left it as 40/9 or 4 4/9, it doesn't really matter. It's actually preferable that you leave it as the improper or a fraction, just to avoid writing down all the decimal places and later on if you're rounding off, etc. It can interfere with if you need to do further calculations. Okay, going on to this one, similar situation. I've got a quarter of an x. I want to deal with whole x's, so I'm going to times everything by 4. So that's going to be equal to x. 1 times 4 is 4, and 4 times 11 is equal to minus 44. Move the plus 4 to the other side, so x is equal to minus 44 minus 4, so x is equal to minus 48. Now you could have done this another way. In terms of bed mass, the plus gets shifted first, so x over 4 is equal to minus 11 minus 1, because it's positive here and the other side is negative. So x over 4 is equal to minus 12. That's divide by, so on the other side will be times by, so x is equal to minus 12 times 4, so x equals negative 48. So in this one there's two ways of actually doing it. Now getting on to some big questions here. However, the key thing to remember is that the process does not change. You'll do more steps, but the process is still the same. So I need to expand these brackets here. So 4 times 3x is 4 3s are 12, so 12x. 4 times minus 1 is equal to minus 4, and 2x plus 1. Now I'm going to shift the x's to this side, and I'm going to shift the numbers to this side, so that then becomes 12x minus 2x is equal to 1 plus 4. Now 12x take 2x's is equal to 10x, and 1 plus 4 is equal to 5. X is equal to 5 divided by 10, because it was times there, so x is equal to a half. Over here, now we've got, this one is technically minus 1 times everything in the bracket. So the 7 doesn't get changed, so 7 minus 2, now a minus times a minus is a positive, so 3x is equal to 12, again with a negative process here, so that's equal to minus 5, so that, and if I do the other one as well, so that's minus and minus, so that makes a positive for x. Okay, so now let's collect, we'll do what we can first. So 7 minus 2 is equal to 5. 12 minus 5 is equal to 7. Okay, so now I'm going to shift my x's to one side. Now I've got more x's over here, so you know, I'll just shift that over there. Doesn't really matter which way you shift it, as long as it's easier for you. And I need to move the number to the other side. So that's a positive 7. So on the other side it'll be minus 7. That's a positive 3x. So on the other side it'll be minus 3x. So then I end up with minus 2 is equal to 4x's, take 3x's, just leaves you with 1x. And that's the final answer. And that is it for those solutions.